20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally. Third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Dawsonville, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that song, boys! Yes!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
Morgan McClure Chevrolet. Honk. What's up, Phil?
What's up, buddy?
Welcome in. Clean Air Show episode number 49. Honk. Post-race Kansas edition. What a race we just witnessed. That was one of my favorite races of the playoffs so far, I think. I can't begin to explain why.
Give it to him. He was there when it counted.
He was a driving fuck there at the end, wasn't he, Phil?
Absolutely.
What a race. What a race to go over. We got so many talking points just coming out of this one race alone. Got Charles Ramsey guest in here last week in the comment section. How you doing, Charles? We will be talking about Zane Smith. We will be talking about Denny being an ass of a team owner. We'll be talking about Bubba Wallace flipping off Denny Hamlin. We got a bunch of honks, bunch of sups in here. We got Tate in here. Honk. Travis in here.
Tate.
Golly, man. Where do we begin?
Man, what a day. Like, honestly, what a race day. I mean, I watched the beginning. I fell asleep in the middle. And I woke up, and I mean, the last, I don't know what it was, probably 50, 60 laps were, I mean, that was entertaining as hell. I thought it was good racing.
I thought it was a really good race. I mean, I dozed off there a bit through the end of stage one, like midway through stage one till the end of stage one. Got back up, saw the final two stages uninterrupted, and man, I was thoroughly entertained through the whole thing. You had different strategies playing out. You had cautions fall into the right spot to make up for an entertaining finish. You had a mix of long run cars and short run cars. Shout out Travis. Travis was actually right in our group chat as the race is going on, and I will give him credit for that.
Yep.
You had a huge strategy play out at the end. Cars taking 4 tires, cars taking 2 tires for the final restart. You had cars on their sides. You had tempers flaring.
Cars upside down.
Security being called to haulers during the race. You had just about it all. Until the end, Gregson was the highlight. Noah Gregson was the highlight for about 2 to 3 straight cautions.
I missed that portion.
It was a solid race. Denny Hamlin, dominant car of the day. Till the power steering went out. And even then, he still looked dominant. And I don't know if people understand how difficult it is to drive these cars without power steering versus the cars that we've had, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago without power steering. I mean, it is literally like you're trying to yank the wheel left and it will not go.
Let's take some people's power steering away on their car on the street and see how it goes.
It's essentially the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's essentially the same thing.
Steering rack, I mean, same systems now.
And you saw that play out on Hamlin's final pit stop when he lost all those positions. Every time he threw that car or tried to push that car right, it wouldn't. It just wouldn't. So, I mean, shout out Denny Hamlin getting back up there and even be contending for the win at the end was nothing short of a miracle.
He didn't
and
touch him.
deserved.
He didn't touch him.
He didn't touch him.
He didn't touch him.
He touched Chase.
Yeah, but he didn't touch Bubba. Never once did he touch him.
And Bubba got pretty pissed off.
Oh, I mean, rightfully so.
Bubba was mad initially at the end, like, in the moment. But I think by the time he got to pit road and maybe saw a couple replays and during his interview, it seemed like he mellowed out a lot.
He was very classy. Like, I will give him that.
I thought so. And we see this with Bubba Wallace a lot during the season where something doesn't go his way or someone races him pretty hard and he gets up in the wall. And when he gets out of the car, he's just going on about it. You know what I mean? And I thought the way he handled today was one of the best ways I've seen Bubba handle something like that in his career.
My favorite comment he said was, "We came into the race 24 points down. We're leaving 23 points down, so we gained a point."
We gained a point. The positives. Travis, definitely not in the way I anticipated it playing out, but I guess I was technically right. You were technically right. Bubba had reason to flip Denny off. Hell, I would have done the same thing. 100%. 100%.
Oh, I'm not saying what he did wasn't wrong. I'm just saying he didn't touch him. He didn't touch him.
Let's go back a week. And when he had his issues with Ty Gibbs last week, and he runs into Ty Gibbs, and Ty Gibbs deserved it. You found out then how Denny's going to race anybody. Because if he's willing to do that to the guy whose name's on the side of the building, he's going to do that to anybody.
Absolutely.
And especially when it's the playoffs, he's going to do that to anybody. And I believe, in my personal belief, is that Bubba's response was warranted in the situation. Because you're not expecting your team owner, the guy who owns the car you're in, to also put you in that position, especially when, for the team as a whole, it's better if you win that race. Denny's going for a title for himself. And personally, I like that. I like a guy who's going to try to win a title no matter what.
Oh, 100%. I don't.
Tony Stewart would have fucking wrecked Bubba. He would have destroyed that car to get the win.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, it's every man for himself, and that's what this playoff format brings.
And there's talks about that changing too. And I mean, we'll go over that type of stuff too, but there's talks about that changing next. As I open up a beer and it spills all over my desk just from cracking it open.
Nice job.
That's nice. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're live, I suppose. I got nothing to wipe that up with either. Hang on here. A little technical difficulties in the celebratory beer toast. It's all over me now.
You're doing a hell of a job, buddy.
The show started off really good.
Killing it.
All right, we'll just toss that back over there. All right. I have no problem with a guy racing anybody hard. I don't care if it's team owner, not team owner, my car, not my car. This was a great comment from Bubba, too. 2 years ago, I would have called him an asshole, but I'm not doing that today. That was awesome. Charles coming in with another comment that Tony Stewart said, where he said, I'd wreck my mom to win the title. Hell, I'd wreck your mom to win the title. It was just a low percentage move by Denny. He would have had a better chance to win. Side draft into the line would have been a coin flip at that point. 100%. How much of this is because his power steering's out and he fully sent it into the corner just to try to be side by side with him, and he couldn't hold it to the bottom. Or below him, I should say. Not to the bottom, but below him. I mean, I think you kind of saw that when he tried to come back down towards Chase at the end. And the car just drifted too far.
Yeah, he was along for the ride at that point.
I don't think he intentionally tried to get down into Chase's door, and I don't think Chase, tried to hit him in the door. I think at that point you can't correct the steering wheel quick enough because of how tough that thing is to turn at that point. What you got to do is what you got to do.
100%.
I mean, that was for the playoffs and for playoff defenders. This race was everything you could have ever wanted to defend the playoffs. This had that big moment feel. I also think this would happen naturally without a playoff system.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about. I'm not going to try to be hokey and sit here and act like a homer and speak everything great on Chase's Accord. So I'll kind of make this quick. After what I said last week, shout out Chase restarting 8th on the final green white checker restart, working his way up to 5th on the final lap, and just being in the right place, right time, making the right choices to come around both guys when they had issues. I have no problem with him running up into Denny. And I wouldn't have a problem with it if the roles were reversed either. That's racing. That's racing for the win. It's racing for a championship. That's going to happen.
Nobody got wrecked. Nobody, if somebody got wrecked in the instance, sure, but a door shot's a door shot. I mean, they were doing that. Bubba and Bell were doing that on every restart to each other.
100%. Bubba drove like a weapon there at the end when he got Bell up into the wall and then the whole thing with Denny. Bubba was a weapon. I think even the restart before he got into, was it Bell he got into before on that restart too? Yeah.
It was crazy, like watching the guys when they get up in the wall. Like Larson did it, and it was almost like they grabbed a gear and just kept it up there. Like, why the hell am I going to pull it off? Just keep going.
Bush did it. Larson did it. Zane Smith tried to do it.
Zane Smith did it. He rode the hell out of that wall.
He rode the hell out of that wall. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, dude, just did what he had to do to win the race in the right place, right time. That's all you can ask for. And a flip side of that, to all the people saying, talking that, people shouldn't be talking negatively about Chase. He's so consistent, all that. This is what happens when you practice well, qualify well, and have a good, you're set up great for the race on Sunday. I don't think he was outside the top 10 all day.
Overview of Chase Elliott's day. Started 4th, stage 1 3rd, stage 2 4th, finished 1st. This is the first time since Martinsville in April 2024 that Chase started top 5, finished top 5 in both stages, and finished top 5 in the race.
This is what happens when you unload well, have the right setup in, have everything right and ready to go. Now let's see if we can go to the Roval, Vegas, not so much Dega, but Martinsville, and then eventually Phoenix with the same thing.
He's good at the Roval.
I think he'll be fine at the Roval. I mean, I don't think anybody beats SVG just at road courses. I've made a complete 180 on my stance from earlier this year on that.
Oval win coming soon, top 10 today.
Yeah, oval win coming soon. About wrecked everybody he fucking could today, too. This is Chase's first win in the playoffs since 2022 at Talladega. I think that's a crazy bullet point. And it's Kelly Blue Book's second win since the midweek Charlotte race during the COVID year.
That helmet was sexy.
I love that car. That light
Just
blue,
the color
helmet,
of it stands out.
100%. It's one of my favorite secondary sponsors he's got as a fan. Let's talk about the Zane Smith stuff. Zane Smith, John Hunter Nemechek get together towards the end of the race.
I wouldn't say they got together. I would say John Hunter he lost what little talent he had there.
I think this is an obvious one. Zane Smith is big chunk of the week. I think it'd be hard to give it to anybody else after that.
I mean, I would have given it to Denny's pit crew or Denny's power steering team at one point, but we'll come back and we'll give it to Zane.
Zane Smith in the races he did away. I want to catch up on a couple earlier comments before we go into the Zane Smith stuff. Yes, Denny could have let his car win as an owner, but also he's racing to win a championship. I 100% agree with that. 100%. Supposedly the Chevy new body reveal is next week, so I'm happy. I've heard that too. I've also heard a rumor that it's going to be the Corvette body, and I'm like, oh God, look out at plate tracks. That car's going to be a plow at at super speedways if they push anybody.
Yeah.
Happy for Chase. The last restart, Elliott was shot out of a cannon. He did say shout out to the 6 car in his interview.
Yeah.
Phil and I watched it back before we went live today. And yeah, Brad gave him a hell of a push going into turn 1. I think he gained 4 spots in that corner alone. Your kid says he's heard Cadillac. I don't see Cadillac coming in for Chevy. I could see Chevy bringing out a new sedan for it and using NASCAR as its platform and its commercial to sell it. It's kind of what they did with the SS. SS started out as just their race car body for multiple different series, and then they just decided to make an actual street car out of it. Whatever that kind of incident happens, the odds are about -300. When you see the replay, it's going to be John Hunter Nemechek in the mix. Really, when I look at it, I think John Hunter's in the wrong there. However, I didn't think the contact necessarily meant that Zane Smith was getting on his side like that.
I would have figured he'd just door him and put him in the wall like, everybody else, not launch him.
That thing looked like Talladega Nights.
I was looking down at my phone and I looked up and they said caution. I looked up and then here he is on his side. I'm like, Zane Smith's flipping, and the boys are like, what? And I was like, you heard me.
I told you, I called Gwen out of the bedroom into the living room to come look at what just happened. She's like, how does that happen? I go, 1, I'm not quite sure. And 2, I don't get how it happens at Kansas. That was like the equivalent of Logano flipping at Dover. You're just looking at it going, how here?
Maybe if it had A-post flaps, that wouldn't happen.
You know what? I did put on Twitter, add another flap. Zane's all right. The replay was just crazy, man. He rode that thing through the whole corner.
The sound when they showed the in-car was horrifying.
That was something. And then he, flipped a couple times as the car came to rest. It landed up on all 4 wheels. He walked out of it just fine. The one nice thing about these cars, for the most part, there are some exceptions. When they do roll, it looks pretty soft. Ryan Preece, a little bit different.
I was going to say, tell that to Ryan Preece.
He finds ways to hit hard in ways that you could never imagine. But when these cars roll, it's fairly soft. So it's not so bad to see that. Travis says Malibu. Chucky says Zane Smith is better than Ross Chastain's wall ride. Zane Smith is the greatest wall ride ever. There was a couple people in contention for Hail Melons today, like we talked about.
Yeah.
With Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. I think Briscoe did it too, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Briscoe was the one I was talking about. I think when the announcer said it looked like he grabbed a gear and it got faster through the corner.
That was Kyle Busch.
That was Busch?
That was Busch. They said he dropped the gear and he actually kept his momentum through the corner.
Just digging.
And I also don't think Kyle Busch really cares right now if he goes head on in the wall or not. He's coming into his Kurt Busch era.
He's quiet still, though.
He's been very quiet since he went back to Chevrolet. What else, man? What else? I guess supposedly security had to be called to Zane Smith's hauler after all this. Did him and John Hunter get into it or something that I didn't catch?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
I saw Chris Knight say something. I don't think he's blocked me. Hang on, I'm just trying to scroll because I know he posted about it. So it's going to be a little bit down. John Hunter did post, my fault, made a mistake trying to make a move to go 3 wide into turn 3. Apologies to the 38 guys in Zane. Hate the way it ended. A decent day, but nothing to show for it.
Oh my God. Did you see Seth Eggert's fan view of Zane Smith's wreck?
I saw a screenshot grab of it, but I did not see the actual video.
It's pretty cool.
Nemechek catch and release. Zane Smith's been evaluated. Yeah, right here. NASCAR security has been called to the 38 hauler. Engines refired at Kansas Speedway. So I don't know if somebody maybe went over there or whatever, but it sounds like something happened. Or it was just procedural. Not procedure, but they're just trying to be ahead of it, I guess.
Oh, I see it right here. Yeah.
Every fucking week, Kurt Busch. Dude, some of those Kurt Busch old radioactives are glorious.
Dude, my favorite Kurt Busch moment was that time he wrecked at Talladega and drove off with the safety bag on the roof. Just kept going.
Dude, you and I talked about this before the race or before we came on here. I think I'm done picking Carson Hocevar as a sleeper.
Oh my god, dude. We both pick him today. He wrecks again.
Wait, did I say the group text before they threw out the caution for him sitting there? They should have just left it green. Let him run around him.
It's like putting a cone out there.
Remember what Junior said when the track was coming up? I think it was at like Daytona or something. Put a cone down there. We'll run around it. Oh, man. A lot of good stuff just out of the race today. Like a lot of talking points.
A lot of good stuff this weekend in general.
Yeah, I mean, Xfinity yesterday was good. You know, at different points, you thought different guys were going to win. And Brandon Jones, you know, where did he come from kind of win there? Because while Brandon's been showing speed all season, he's never really put it together at the end of the race. So that's huge for that team.
You had a solid forward in general, got the pole.
A solid weekend for them.
Yeah.
Zilich breaks or ties Sam Ard's record for most consecutive top 5 finishes in an Xfinity Series season. I find it hilarious that they're putting him in a part-time ride next year at Junior Motorsports for the Xfinity Series because I'm like, Connor, I think you got about all you could out of these.
Yeah, you've done it all already, bud.
Queen is a wheelman. Butterbean Queen looked really solid yesterday.
8th win on the season in ARCA.
Won the ARCA race, and then yesterday in Xfinity looked really good.
A lot of people had some good runs yesterday. Starpoli was up there for a little while during pit cycles and everything. Who?
Nick Dirty Sanchez.
Oh, okay.
I like how I can say certain names and it'll just get you going.
Can't stand him, dude. He's just got such a punchable face.
As I'm scrolling Twitter, let's hear it from the fans. Fuck him and his stupid mustache. It says at Jimmy_Denny fan.
Yeah, the mustache is not a good look for Chase. Somebody needs to inform him of that.
If I had a nickel for every time a Kyle Busch stupidity moment led to one of the most iconic moments in Kansas Speedway history, I'd have 2 nickels. He was the cause for the finish of Buescher and Larson last year and Zane Smith this year.
Old Zane Smith.
Here's the picture of Bubba flipping off Hamlin if you haven't seen it yet. I'd say he was a little unhappy. Just a touch unhappy.
He's just telling him good race.
Yeah, he's telling him he's number 1. Listen, I don't have a problem with Bubba doing that.
Mm-mm.
You know?
It's emotion in our sport. We need that right now.
100%. I'm just seeing what else we got. I think I saw officially inspection cleared.
Yeah, I saw it 11 minutes ago when I was just on there. Alan Gustafson actually made good calls today.
I did question the 4-tire call there at the end. Before they even came into pit road, I had said I'd take 2 here because I felt like everybody was going to take 4. So I was like, let's take 2 here and be smarter than everybody else. And then we did the opposite of that. Everybody takes 2 tires. Chase takes 4 tires. And I honestly thought that killed their race right there. And it almost did.
Mm-hmm.
It almost did. The C's had to part perfectly for the 9 car to win today, and they did. There's Uncle Bill.
Uncle Bill's here.
Sterling took out the 3. Chase has a keyless button tickled. Chuck, I don't know what you're trying to say here.
He is a butt tickler, dude.
Keyless, apparently. I don't see anything else too crazy right now.
Mm-mm.
Here's something interesting. On today's glitch in the NASCAR Matrix, September 28th, 2003, 38 Ford flips, Napa-sponsored driver wins. September 28th, 2025, 38 Ford flips, Napa-sponsored driver wins.
Wow.
That's an interesting nugget.
Wow. That's a pretty crazy one.
I've got nothing else kind of going on.
Is that a fun
here.
fact for today? I don't have any fun facts for today. I do actually have a fun fact. I'll get to it when we do our NASCAR historian.
Oh, do you want me to go through the car number history? Because we haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 49 means car number 49 car history.
I love the banner on this one.
The Ken Trader ATT.
Carrot top car.
Carrot top. I love that they made the number also red on that car.
Yeah.
It just kind of fit. The number 49 car has made 665 starts with 69 drivers. Nice. And the NASCAR Cup Series with 6 or 7 wins. More on that later. 8 pulls, 76 top 5s. That's an interesting headline. I'm just saying. 160 top 10s and 314 DNFs. GC Spencer made 238 starts from 64 to 77. Spencer drove for his own independent team for most of his career and was one of the most successful independents of the day. His best season came in 1965 when he finished 4th in points with 14 top 5 finishes and 25 top 10s in his only career pole. Although he drove GM and Chrysler cars for most of his career, he drove Fords in 65 where he found most of his success. Spencer never won a race but had 7 career second-place finishes.
Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed. Bob Wellborn is best known for his dominance in the NASCAR Convertible Series, where he won 3 championships from 56 to 58. He also found success driving the 49 in the Grand National, now Cup Series, with 5 wins and 93 starts from 1955 to 1962. In 1998, Wellborn was named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers for the 50th anniversary of the sport. Not to be confused with Sammy Smith, Stanley Smith made 27 starts in the number 49 from 1991 to 1993.
Pause. Fun fact with Phil. Stanley Smith suffered a basilar skull fracture at Talladega, but it was overlooked because that was the race that Jimmy Horton went over the wall. It was the same crash that Jimmy Horton went over the wall, and his stuff was overlooked because of Jimmy Horton.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's like morbid fun fact with Phil of the day.
I've seen a lot of videos of it.
Jim Pascal has 5 starts in the 49, including 1 win. Bobby Allison drove the number 49 Ford Mustang twice in 1971. He finished 2nd at WV, or is that West Virginia International?
I think so.
And won at Winston-Salem, North Carolina. This win is not technically recognized by NASCAR, though. The Grand American Series is a lower NASCAR division that is very similar to the modern-day Xfinity Series. Though is not its direct ancestor, the series would run pony cars like Ford Mustangs and Chevy Camaros. They spelled Camaros wrong.
I see that.
In 1971, NASCAR would occasionally run the Grand National Cup Series races and the Grand American Series races at the same time on the same track, similar to how the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship cars run multiple classes within a race. Bobby Allison took the checkered flag first at Winston-Salem, driving a pony car in one of the combined events. Because he was not driving a Grand National car, he was not awarded the win, but he was credited with the Grand American Series win. Tiny Lund also won a combined event in Grand American car and is not recognized for it.
So that's why it's 6 or 7.
I think it should just be 7.
Yeah, he won. I mean, if you're going to count all Richard Petty's 200 wins, let's count that too.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of seems like we're moving goalposts here in awarding victories. Richard Petty can go out there with Phil and I running.
I think if my memory serves me, though, they actually recently have credited that as an official win. I may be wrong, but I believe I heard about that recently.
Let's see. And on October 23rd, 2024, from NASCAR.com, NASCAR officials award Bobby Allison with 85th Cup victory. NASCAR awarded Hall of Famer Bobby Allison his 85th Cup Series victory Wednesday, amending the record books on a disputed 1971 race at Bowman Gray Stadium and moving the 86-year-old driver into sole possession of 4th place in the circuit's all-time wins list. Allison received the trophy in the first place prize money in the Myers Brothers Memorial 250 race on August 6, 1971, held at the Quarter Mile Oval in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Allison beat Petty to the checkered flag by a 3-second margin, but the format for the event and the circumstances of the victory were called into question before the race began. In an effort to boost the field sizes for both the Cup Series, then called Grand National, and its short-lived Grand American Series for pony cars such as Camaros, Cougars, Firebirds, Javelins, and Mustangs, NASCAR officials announced that 6 races in the 1971 campaign would be combination events for both divisions. The summertime meet at Bowman Gray was the first of those events, yada, yada, yada. So they gave him the victory for that one. Yes. I saw this the other night. That's actually funny. That's pretty funny. Today was the anniversary of Michael Waltrip's final win. We still have a couple more cars to go over. Here's where Phil gets to dust off the old non-driving fuck quotes.
Oh, and there is a lot of them.
BAM Racing, which had a whole lot of them driving for him, ran the number 49 throughout most of the 2000s. In 2000, BAM ran select ARCA events, and in 2001 attempted a few Cup races with Andy Hillenberg, but failed to qualify. In 2002, the team moved to Cup full-time with drivers Shauna Robinson, but Robinson struggled the first half of the season and was replaced after the July Daytona race. Ron Hornaday, Stacey Compton, Derek Cope, Kevin LePage, and Stuart Kirby would finish the season sharing the seat.
Hornaday's the only one worth a damn.
For 2003, BAM tapped veteran driver Ken Schrader to drive the car. Despite a few setbacks, Schrader was very consistent for the team, qualifying for almost every race from 2003 to 2005 and finishing as high as 6th place. When Schrader left the 21 car for the Wood brothers, the team went through several different drivers due to contractual and sponsorship disputes. Brent Sherman, Jimmy Spencer, Kevin LePage, Mike Bliss, Chad Chaffin, and John Andretti would all make starts in 06 and 07. Schrader returned for the Clash in Daytona in 08, but would fail to qualify for the 500. The team shut down in 2008 with the only exception of Chad McCumbee. Chad McCumbee. Driving a BAM and Petty Enterprise co-venture in the 2008 All-Star race.
Do you know who Chad McCumbee is?
I remember he couldn't drive worth a damn.
You remember the Dale Earnhardt movie that ESPN made?
Yep.
He played Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Did he really?
Yes.
That makes sense. It's the only contribution he ever had for the sport.
He's a late model stock team owner. His car got reared last night.
Oh, is that the big one that everybody was talking about last night?
Oh, yeah. The kid that drives through everybody right-reared him.
I saw some people say that they defend that kid all the time, but they don't know if they can do it anymore.
He's an Aspire car. So everybody loves him for that reason, you know?
Yeah. In 2016, Matt DiBenedetto drove the 49 at Homestead, Miami. Matt ran the 83 for BK Racing for a majority of the season, but a sponsorship deal with the video game NASCAR Heat Evolution resulted in a number change, highlighting the game's price reduction to $49.99. The race would be the last. That just makes so much sense for that entire series of video games.
That
The
game's
race would be
fucked.
the last of DiBenedetto's tenure at BK Racing, as he would move to the number 32 for Go Fast Racing in 2017. Other notable names in the 49: Doug Moore, 16 starts; Trevor Boys, 15 starts; JJ Yaley, 14 starts; Mike Wallace, 2 starts; Buddy Baker, 2 starts; Jason Leffler, 3 starts; Glenn Jarrett, 2 starts; Jimmy Pardue, 1 start; Curtis Turner, 1 start; Tim Flock, 1 start; Wendell Scott, 1 start; Ned Jarrett, 1 start; Lenny Pond, 1 start.
I can't say a lot about most of those people there.
We have a return of some dicks next week.
We got some dicks?
Sort of. We've got one that we've nicknamed a dick. One with the last name of Bickle.
Oh, Dick Bickle.
Yeah, that's where I remember hearing that name the most lately, is in the car store. That's right. I don't ever remember him driving a NASCAR. Like, I remember the name, I just don't remember him driving. Being that we're talking about the next show, Phil and I are going to be live Wednesday night, 8:00. Phil's going on vacation with his family for the weekend. So we're going to go live Wednesday night. I don't know what we're going to talk about yet. It might just be a random BS episode, seeing as how we're covering pretty much everything today. But we'll do our picks and all that for the Roval on that day. We'll preview a couple things for it.
I had a horrible fantasy day because I didn't change my team.
Dude, I thought I put together a solid team today, and it finished like 9th. I think all my drivers
10th.
finished in the top 10, and I finished 9th. So apparently a bunch of people had the same team I did.
My team was absolute dog shit. I had Joey Logano, Carson Hocevar, William Byron, Ty Gibbs, and Ryan Preece.
Who did I have?
We had a rough day today. Still finished 10th, though.
I had Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace. Oh, Carson Hocevar killed me. I had Ross Chastain in my garage. I had Briscoe over Bubba, which I won that one. I had Chastain over Reddick, which I didn't win that one. I had Chase over Logano, won that one, and Larson over Hamlin did not win that one. Tyler Reddick, man, thoughts and prayers with that family right now. With his kid in the hospital. That's terrible, and hoping nothing but the best comes out of all that.
You were a 6th place team today.
I think it was another league. I was 9th, but it was the same lineup.
Yeah.
You want to go over fantasy standings?
Absolutely.
Give it to me.
I got to get back to the overall now.
God, fucking
Sorry.
Jesus.
Kyle Larson's our iRacing account. Vince, One Blue West in 2nd. Ryan Schreck 3rd. Manda Love 4th. King J Hip Racing 3 5th. NASTAR's Consistency 6th. You made a little bit of an upswing here lately.
Yeah, I'm punching up, that's for sure.
7th, Door Bumper Not Clear, Brandon. 8th, Cole the Bull. 9th, Priscilla. 10th, Mr. Excitement, myself. Jack Himmer JT 11th. Dale's Mustache 12th. Casual Chaos 13th. Junior's Wild Bandits 14th. Hendrick is a 15th.
Victor.
Tate 16th and Josh's Berries 17th.
Oh man. Our picks today were I had Larson and Phil had Ross Chastain. So I win that one. And I won last week too with Barry over Logano.
We're just gonna come back for a reset for next year and hope we make better picks.
Phil's conceding for the year. You're gonna need some sleeper picks that win for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's not gonna be Hocevar, that's for damn sure.
Hey, I'm going to put up a poll on our social medias at some point this week. I've noticed that not as many people have been making our shows Sundays before the race. And I think a lot of that is a direct factor of, football being back and people doing all that stuff. So I'm going to put a couple options out there on when you want us to do the show during football seasons, or like when football season takes over. And for the rest of this season, do you want us to still do the pre-race show at noon? Would you rather us do a post-race show after the race, or would you rather us do a midweek show? And I'll put that poll up on social media and I'll let it run for a couple days. And we'll see kind of where we're at on Wednesday on that. Because we like half of our show is talking to you guys in the comments. And I've noticed the last couple weeks we haven't had as many comments coming through. And I'm probably pretty sure it's because of football being on. And I 100% understand that.
My team sucks.
You saw me last week spend like 10 minutes going through my fantasy lineups in the middle of the show. Texans are undefeated. Congratulations, Patrick. My Patriots won today. They're 2-2. Phil's Dolphins are doing their best to play whatever football they play.
We got a good chance against the Jets tomorrow.
Dude,
probably still going to lose, though.
I saw like the uniform and the logos and stuff for tomorrow. That's pretty tight.
Yeah, the all black. First time Miami's worn a non-white helmet ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Even during the Color Rush days?
I think even their Color Rush stuff, they had white helmets.
You got me looking it up now.
I don't know. It's something I saw on Twitter this week. It was like the first time they've had a not white helmet.
Oh, we got to talk about New Hampshire last week. Yeah, even their Color Rush jerseys. God, those were ugly Color Rush jerseys. Jeez.
I've liked a few of the uniforms this week.
Let's throw this monstrosity up here. You guys look like the Tennessee Volunteers out there.
Didn't play like them, that's for damn sure.
Well, they don't play too much like them anymore either. New Hampshire last week, Ryan Blaney won. And then Ryan Blaney straight didn't give a shit this week and finished 24th.
That team in general just struggled. They couldn't qualify. They couldn't race. They couldn't do nothing.
Were they on the broadcast at all today?
I saw Joey Logano once, I think.
I don't remember seeing Blaney at all pop up. But I know they had the issue in practice yesterday, went to a backup car, started dead last today. At this track, it's kind of a struggle. But yeah. Yeah. Anything else happened in New Hampshire that was crazy that I don't remember?
Big Junk.
We got to do Big Junk. So obviously we gave Big Junk to Zane Smith for today. Who did we give Big Junk to last week for New Hampshire?
That wreck on the backstretch, that 6-car pileup that, who was it? Kyle Busch turned SVG.
Kyle Busch turned SVG last week.
Am I right or am I wrong?
Oh, hell. I don't remember. I got to go back and look at the...
That was a week ago.
Yeah, dude, lots happened this week. I've worked 6 days straight, and today was my first day off since coming back from vacation. So,
how was brunch?
We went to Johnsky's, and it was pretty good. And I had the, I think they call it the Fat Boy breakfast. It was pretty good, and I couldn't finish it. It was that freaking massive.
It sounds like it's right up my alley.
Dude, Gwen and I ate and came home with a Mountain Dew bread loaf for like $40.
Mountain Dew bread.
It's dense. It's dense. You could give... She even like picked it up when we were getting in the truck and goes, you could give somebody a concussion with this. She might plan on using it over my head later.
She probably is after the conversation's going on before the show.
You know what, Phil? I think for last week, we have to give Big Junk to Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, we'll go Ty Gibbs. I'm with that.
We've got to go Ty Gibbs.
Give it to Ty or we give it to Denny?
No, you got to give it to Ty. Because as Ty Gibbs, your name being on the side of the building and 2 of your cars are racing for a championship and you're not, get the out of the way. I get you're racing too, but if they're faster, what's the point in holding them up?
And that's really the first thing that he's done that his name's been relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, where his name's come into question. Yeah.
He hasn't done nothing. I mean, I'm not impressed.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong at all, Phil. Did we give it to Ty Gibbs at all this season? We did. This is Ty Gibbs' third.
He might get big junk of the year.
He's now tied with Kyle Larson.
All right, we'll see how Larson does in the next couple weeks.
Again, just generational downfall from Kyle Larson. And it's not even like it's a downfall. Like, he's still super consistent and finishing in the top 10 and stuff. Just for that guy to go as long as he has without a win is amazing.
In anything.
Robles next. Haven't been a fan of it since they started running it. I do wish they'd go back to the traditional oval at Charlotte for this race, especially with how good this car runs at the oval of Charlotte. I don't mind an idea of a Roval, just maybe at a different track, but I'm excited for the race. But we'll go over all that stuff on Wednesday night. You got anything else, Phil? Anything new pop up in the last 10 minutes?
Not that I've seen. Nothing new on the old J-skis.
Nothing post-race popped up. No post-race inspection issues.
No cars to R&D.
No cars to R&D.
Chip Lyle leaving NASCAR at the end of the season. That's one.
I did not see that
this week.
Is he really? Chip Lyle was like the president of Daytona for the longest time.
Yeah. Senior NASCAR Holdings executive Chip Lyle plans to exit his role after the season and leave the company, and his oversight of the sports racetracks will now be assumed by Ben Kennedy.
Ryan McCaffrey. Chase Elliott doesn't win that often, but when he does, it's always some reverse the goddamn rotation of the earth shit you need to see in the movie. Just a pure driver's win. Unbelievable. If I'm Ty Gibbs or Bubba, Hamlin ain't winning the championship.
Yeah, I mean, but what's that going to do?
Brendan Keeler 20 sucks. They're going to have to DQ him for wall riding.
That's no real truck news. I mean, there's not a whole lot going on.
This
anywhere.
Is an awesome picture. With the writing on the wall.
Locked in. And Bubba's name right behind him.
And Bubba here with an arrow, too. So that's nice.
I know a guy who wrote the Clean Air Show on the wall one time.
Got the handle wrong every time you wrote it. First it was at the Clean Air Show, and then it was like at Air Show, and then finally it said at Clean Air Show. We tried to get it right in front of the camera, so this way you'd see it every time. We'll have to do that at Homestead next year.
Absolutely.
We're going to that, huh?
Absolutely.
We're going to the truck race at St. Pete too, aren't we?
More than likely.
Might have a camper for that, Phil.
Not St. Pete.
Not St. Pete. That's too close.
Yeah, it's too close. You got to give me some time. I'm still doing research.
Phil, I got nothing else, although I think we're starting to talk about our off-season plans, and I'm working on getting a kayak.
I'm ready, dude. It's fishing season.
It's snook season. I sent you the pictures today. I'm already looking at the fishing licenses for it, because apparently snook you have to have a license for.
To keep.
I still don't want to tread those waters, if you know what I mean. No pun intended. FWC rolls up on a boat, and they're like, what do you got? And I'm like, I just caught this. Are you keeping it? No? Well, if it's in your boat, you're keeping it. I don't have a license. Here's a fine. Short week, man. Short turnaround.
Yep.
We're back Wednesday.
Back Wednesday. We'll talk about the Roval. Everything else coming up. Hopefully we get a little bit of news this week.
Yeah, hopefully we got something we can break down this week. I'm sure there's going to be fallout throughout the week of certain things, especially the Bubba Denny stuff. So we'll have more to go over. What do you want? You want to end it with Cooper then, Victor?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, The Clean Air Show, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Turn on your notifications so you get notified every time we go live. I will put up that poll this week. Make sure you all vote in that. Let us know some feedback and how you feel about it. Other than that, we'll see you guys Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. We out of here.
Hey, it's Coop, it's Queen Air Show.
This Coop, this is a slap chop.
Maybe I overfed. Big shit. Big shit.